Phoenix Point, terror from the void. We once again descend into the heart of darkness on the hunt for a Scylla. This one, the Citadel, is stationed on the east coast of Africa. So we've sent the nest busters in. They're going to go in with their armadillo. I did say we would take our next Scylla with a vehicle as a part of the team, but we have removed the grenade launcher from the vehicle because it is limited in ammunition, and I want to see how well the minigun on top, or the chain gun, performs against a Scylla. It has pretty good stats for shredding, and it is able to reload its ammunition. So let's go toe-to-toe with the Scylla. We don't know what variant this one is because it's been rampaging through all of the African colonies, which we don't have coverage for. And there aren't many left, I can tell you that. It's time to get Repo on the case. He had a pretty poor mission last time. He lost his arm, his head, a shot in the chest. Let's see if we can't have a better mission with him today. We weren't able to put much damage on this dragon. The scatter is pretty high from long range, so Nightcat's moving in with the Redemptor shotgun to solve the equation. The armadillo is packed full of troops. We are able to carry 3, and we have spotted the Scylla. The armadillo also has now light armor fitted to it, so it doesn't cost any actions for us to mount up. Quick to escape. It looks like we have ourselves a bit of a choke point here, so we should set up our assault from this position. Let's dismount Warbird, move her to safety. We've got Warhound on board and Takeshi as well. I misspoke. I think it's actually Rocket Man, not Takeshi. Takeshi's in a different squad. Rocket Man has this strange affliction.
Proceeding.
We think he's one of them. His delirium receives double damage. And he is immune to the mist, which is an unusual feature. Now, we were caught up in a bit of a protracted battle against the last Scylla. It didn't die as quickly as I would have liked. So we're really here to perfect our Scylla killing ability. We now have the technology to create a vehicle that is able to capture Pandorans, but I just have to get around to doing that. Oh, the return fire from the armadillo as the Scylla sprays it with goo, locking it in place. But that was 40 shred to its head. That was quite a high amount. And having the armadillo being able to react to gunfire is pretty good as well. Repo has an Arthrin, and we have an Acheron Aklis. This one can resurrect the dead. It seems like a wave of attackers are screaming around the corner. This one is frenzied. So we could fully shred the abdomen here, or the torso, really any of the parts. Let's take a leg. This one is able to deploy mist when it's damaged. Not too much of a concern. We could take the other leg, so then the team can just really limit its mobility. Repo has a little bit of an issue here. We could hit him with the claw. We'd have to do it a few times to actually kill it. It does 80 damage per hit, but then it gives us bleeding as well. But the other Arthrin would then be able to charge at us because it is currently frenzied. So we need to disarm, quite literally.
Ready to fire. How does that taste?
But then we have poison to deal with. The Redemptor shotgun should solve this Arthrin's.
Got you good.
We might have to shoot in the leg here to kill it. I did forget Nightcat was there. She was blending in with the coral. And then we could kill this one here with a shotgun blast. Or we could hit it with our claw. I did waste quick aim and some willpower, but that's alright. Inserting the spike into the skull of that Arthurian, it will succumb to its injuries next turn. Warbird has a bead on the Scylla. Well, let's hit that leg there with the cripple. Able to do the maximum 360 damage. Now, I've been told to use a Deceptor MG against the Scylla, so we will use that today at some stage. But Warhound here is probably going to get the chance to do 2 Rage Bursts against it, and that should really bring the Scylla to its knees. So first off, we will go with the Grom autocannon. The Grom doesn't have any shred, so it's best against unarmored units. It will fire 10 times with range bursts. All but one of the shots making contact with the Scylla for 625 damage. It was able to resist the Daze effect. I mean, it's respectable. If that was against a Chiron, it would be a very good amount of damage, but a Scylla just has a bit too much health. So next turn we'll use the Deceptor and see how much that can do. It does seem as though the Scylla is jammed up and doesn't want to come through this opening.
Threat eliminated.
Shotgun into this unarmored leg. 300 damage. Let's move to safety. And we have spent our actions. The brain of that Arthurian leaking out of its skull. Yeah, I don't think he can fit through there. Return fire. 2 shots from the Grom into the Smasher. This one's actually a pretty basic one. Oh, where did that siren come from? Well, now we know what was frenzying all the Arthurians. That Acheron's going to come over here and spray acid around. One of these things completely destroyed the equipment of our technician in the last Citadel fight. I was very mad, because the equipment had only been on her back for 2 missions. Let's go with Deceptor Rage Burst. But first, this siren that just appeared out of nowhere, quite literally appeared out of the mist. We're able to reload this weapon, which is priceless. Does cost 2 actions, so we can only fire once this turn.
Targeting.
Warbird here should be able to finish off the siren. And we did that with ruthless efficiency. We could come over here and chop him up with the spikes. We need to reload the shotgun. Let's give them some ground. That Arthurian with Frenzy will be able to make it up to us. And he has a machine gun, so he will fire.
Ready for action.
Warhound still chilling in the goo. We have enough willpower for a Rage Burst, but that will leave her with none. And we have potential here for loot as well, with these huts very close containing chests.
All set.
Alright, Rocket Man, have your action first, I think, with the shotgun.
On the move. Ready to fire.
Just targeting the leg that's already been crippled. It's too armored everywhere else. Not quite full damage. The mist is spewing through the entranceway. It's a bit of a change of pace for us to not use explosives and fire.
Standing by.
But I think it's best to experiment with all the different methods for fighting these creatures. Send a Fury in here, clear the mist, damage the Acheron.
I know how to do this.
But we should probably just deal with the Scylla first. The Nocturna. Taking a full magazine of Decept MG fire. How much damage did we manage? 1400 damage. Well, you weren't lying, my friend. The guy that left that comment about the Deceptor, that is ruthlessly efficient. When you can't miss, that is a lot of damage. If we had been slightly closer, we could have focused it onto a specific body part, perhaps. But this Scylla will soon succumb. And I really don't think it can fit through there. I think the Armadillo may be blocking it. Just having our infantry standing there, he can't get in. So we didn't have to face its smashes. And without the smashes, it's quite impotent. Tyrant Champion making it close to our team, but unable to attack. The Acris is moving forward, spraying more goo. As well as the Scylla with acid and itself. It's managed to friendly fire itself with an acid debuff. He's gone for it again. A little bit of acid making it to hit Warhound, but most of it stacking up on the Scylla. Completely showering its queen with gooey acid. Rocket Man did take some splash damage as well, but I think it might be spread across the body parts. The agile leg is ready to be crippled. Return fire from the Arthur Brute, but we should be able to finish it off. There we go, New Jericho machine gun fire. Very efficient at taking down a Scylla. Having that shred on the Armadillo's weapon was beautiful. We've panicked this Arthurian, but largely now we just need to evac. We might... Oh, I will have to blow up the corpse of the Scylla, but we might head in there and grab it and see if there's anything worth looting. Yeah, he got splashed with a lot of acid. And this is what happened to Warden, our technician, heavy technician. She copped the goo, and then within 2 turns, her equipment had melted off her body. So the Achelous just became one of my most hated Acherons. How dare you melt my equipment?
I'm on my way. Ready to fire.
We can't see anything over the corpse of the Scylla, so we will have to blow it up before we can loot. But it does provide a nice little bit of cover here. There are a bunch of mind fraggers in that mist, so we've set up an overwatch. Try and clap it as it comes through. See if we can't blow up the Scylla's corpse. We hit the second mind fragger. We can cripple this thing. Could be nice. Double burst into the shield. A quick aim. A very willpower intensive turn. Oh, not quite able to kill it, and the bleeding will take 2 turns, so we have to finish it. So double burst into the head of this furious siren. Repo could come down and stab the Arthurian and then shoot the Siren. But I would prefer to kill the Siren. It's lost the majority of its armor into its head.
Ready to fire. Gotta focus.
We won't have enough damage to kill it. Unfortunately, he's going to take a blow from that Siren. Repo's going to... Those giant blades are... It's got his name written on them. Inserting them into his kidney. That's got to hurt.
No!
Oh god. Did that... We just had an Arthurian spawn here because of the resurrect corpses. The magazine isn't very large on this automatic weapon. Repo returning the favor with spikes of his own. And we're out of med kits, so someone else will have to assist him. Nightcat. First aid duties.
I'm here.
Old Repo's been taking a beating lately. But I do quite like his little hand spike. Right, we've collected all the loot. There wasn't much really to speak of. 2 pairs of pants and some ammunition. Rocket Man loading up into the armadillo. We are ready to go. The goo is persisting. But we still have Arthurians on our tail. So Nightcat will move. She's just immune to goo. Like, we had this happen in the last mission. She just wasn't affected by it. And I do not have goo repellers. So that large creature wasn't as much of a threat as the previous one, but I feel like we really dominated the fight this time. Some fancy new pants and some materials for our trouble. Enough to pay for the ammunition used. Oh wait, we didn't pay for much.
My task is not...
This guy just is
I am
annoying me
sending
now.
you the
Go away.
coordinates of the
We're not
safe
interested. A few episodes ago, we accepted a mission from an independent haven to find a brain chip from the Haven of Great Endeavor. We're going to bring the new Thunderbird team, the crowd control team, who haven't really featured in any missions because their job is for haven defense and we just haven't had any to do. But they have a fancy new weapon on their armadillo, which I'm sure will be a crowd pleaser. Now, our crowd control crew are no strangers to the series itself. They were half of the battle barge that first made ingress into the United States and into South America. But now they are split up, and these guys have a very special duty. Their job is haven defense and missions where we are anticipating lots and lots of Pandoran enemies. They're made up of Teflon, Adela, Nora the priest, we have an infiltrator, and we also have Takeshi, who is an assault heavy now. And the flamethrower on the new Jericho Armadillo has 2 fire modes. You saw the first fire mode as it blasted that siren with what looked to be balls of fire, quite literally balls of fire. Wrong button. We've disabled the head of that mine fragger, so it's not a concern. And the area is now ablaze. Takeshi's delirium is quite high, but he also has very high willpower. I've spent a lot of points on his willpower skill. Alright, we might want to take the grenade launcher first. We're going to cop return fire? No, we aren't. Very lucky. This team could really benefit from the presence of a technician, because the technician could feed actions to the armadillo and you could just use the flamethrower. You could use up all the ammunition in a turn if you had enough technicians. Nora, our priest, is also a hybrid sniper. She's taken a shot at an Arthurian up on the ledge. Adela is a light grenadier. She has the skill to be able to throw very far and do extra damage, but we haven't really used her for that role. She's basically just been a standard assault. Teflon is non-stick by nature, non-stick by name. He's unaffected by goo, and he doesn't let the presence of huge amounts of Pandorans get him down. He's a very Hakuna Matata kind of guy. We're just going to stay close to the armadillo. That will give us some cover. Shooting the brute through the fire, hitting it in the chest. When it tries to move next turn, it should die. Moving around at all will kill it. Adela could step forward, try and get a hit to replenish her actions. Nothing really squishy to shoot on this one. But we have the poison. And we're unable to build this crossbow, so every time I fire it, the weapon is limited. I think that might even be the end of the ammo. We've got 3 magazines left, that's it. Siren Harbinger has travelled into the fire, set fire to itself, but able to take control of Teflon, who formerly didn't care so much, but now he really cares. Something in his brain. Oh shit. Double grenade blowing off Adela's arm, injuring her, shrapnel spraying her in the face as the Arthrans charge through the mist. A third grenade containing acid showering Adela. And it seems we have reinforcements here. Look, there's a whole bunch of New Jericho forces over this side. The guy in the briefing did say that his New Jericho friends could be of assistance, but I didn't realise that meant we had help. So I need to send someone over there to grab control of those guys. Looks like a good 4 or 5. Alright, so the scales just really tipped. I thought we were in a bit of trouble here. Assuming the AI don't waste all their actions like that and get blown away. Oh dear. Purifying grenade. And some shots from the New Jericho assault rifle. Technicians put down a turret. Another purifying grenade. And an Arthran is down. The other one has no arms left. Adela needs medical help and she needs to get into the armadillo. She's done her dash for today. We do have a paralyzing weapon, but nah, let's put her to safety. Teflon is mind controlled.
Yes.
Where is the siren? There it is, in the doorway. Let's just blast it with the primary fire mode of this thing. Massive damage to the siren. Destroying the wall, taking off all of its limbs, setting it on fire. Pretty cool. For 3 actions, you can do that 3 times. Now this Arthran here is immune to fire, but the siren isn't, so we're going to add more. Oh, double blast there from Takeshi, taking down the siren and also injuring the Arthran behind. And that one is down. Let's disengage with our infiltrator. Put some poison on this thing. Hope for a daze. No such luck. We need to get behind it. Nora is no use. Everyone is out of actions, so we just have to bear the brunt of this Arthran charge next turn. Alright, that's good. Going for the armadillo is a good thing. Again, the armadillo is the better thing for me. Prefer to keep my troops alive. That one still has its spitty face. But it's been killed by the armor-piercing New Jericho assault rifle. That guy's badly poisoned. But their technician friends coming to heal him up. Good job. The proximity, the sheer blast power of the flamethrower will still do damage to this thing. Oh, we blew its head off, so it's no longer immune to fire. That's what I'm talking about. Nice and easy. This one here's panicked. Let's hit it with a blast of flamethrower too. One more. This one is immune to fire, damn it. He replaced our fire with mist. Shoot him in the head. And that should be enough. He will die from poison, fire, and bleeding next turn. Alright, join up, boys. Take control of all of these guys. And then throw them into the fire so I can keep their equipment. Is that the last Pandoran? I think it is. I can't transfer equipment to them. That sucks. We might get to keep the turret though. I would like that technician to... Oh, he's gone insane. Oh my god, no. Don't shoot your friend. I have huge temptation to kill those guys just so I can keep their stuff. Impulsive thoughts. Yeah, I think that's the end of the battle. We mind control this guy might end. Yep, didn't even have to end turn. We might have even captured that thing. We found ourselves a brain chip for the Haven of Great Endeavor. The other half of our battle barge team that tried to capture a Scylla in a citadel a little while ago now have the weapon that they need to take down any Pandoran as a group. So our capture crew will be an Espider, 3 snipers, and Doomgal. Pretty good little squad if you ask me. We are going on a nest busting raid. This is an example of what my assaults carry now. They either have the blast resistant or nano vest. They have the psychic scream shield and mist repellers. There are a lot of eggs inside this nest. The armadillo is a lightly armored armadillo, so we can load up for free. We can feel free to spend our actions if we want. Holy shit, look at all the eggs. That is a lot of... that's a lot of eggs. I can't really say much more, like... shit, that's the most eggs we've seen in a nest. Okay, we certainly don't want our troops to activate the nest and then get swarmed by mind fraggers when there are only 3 people in the squad.
My turn.
And I do not want to use the armadillo to shoot my mind fraggers alpha phase. We just provoked return fire from one of the Arthrans, but it only chipped at the armor. Okay, I think we might even need to wait until next turn. Next turn, dismount. Or maybe dismount now, because we are out of range of that Mindfragger egg. Dismount now, but take no action. Take cover. Next turn, we can spray the hatcheries with the armadillo, and then hit them with the nest busters small arms fire. I think that'll be the way to go.
Ready, willing, and
We
able.
do not want to wake up every single fucking Mindfragger egg in this cave. Now, fair warning, this was filmed on Easter Sunday, so festivities are high and language is loose.
Moving now.
Alright. We've stopped that Arthron from being a super threat. We have a Triton there. The rest of the Arthrons are far away. We're not going to provoke any eggs, I don't think. Return fire from the Armadillo, blowing away the Triton that dared to scratch the paint. And the Hailstorm GT is a great weapon for these cave missions. I discovered this in vanilla, and that was without return fire. But in those cases, I just plowed through the cave and just shot the nests with it. Most of the time, I didn't even dismount. We could kill it. Not quite enough damage there, but a follow-up shot from small arms fire will kill it. So let's target the other, and this nest will be considered busted in a matter of minutes. Being able to fire from this position and hit both of them is fantastic. Alright, Warbird, you're up. Take your second action and you can kill the second one as well. No, we can't see it. Rocket Man, you're up. Blow it away. Let's move out. Who you gonna call? Nest Busters. We're going to return the brain chip. No, we didn't find it. Sorry. We could give it to New Jericho, but I don't really want to. They're at max rank at the moment. Yeah, we didn't find it. Sorry, mate. That gunfight was just for a waste of our time. You ain't happy. And we have slightly annoyed New Jericho, who sent forces to help. Oh, the behemoth has emerged once more off the coast of China. And the buffet is served. The sea cow is ready to be farmed. Let's send the interceptors and stockpile some resources, because this thing isn't scary and its first wave are little guys. I can see why changes were made to the behemoth for Terror from the Void, but I feel like it's made it a non-threat. If you have interceptors and you can shoot down the flyers, it really is no threat whatsoever. It's a minor annoyance, to be honest. It has now released its biggest flyers, and I believe this one has a different loadout, so we will have a look at the best way to defeat this one. This one has acid and spikes. The acid launch is a pretty low level in terms of hit points, but the damage over time is no joke. So we have time for one more shot, then we need to evac. Armor destroyed. Yeah, we're out of there. So once we shoot these things off, this flyer is a non-threat as well. One more good hit. We will get sprayed with acid, but that's alright. Oh, it missed. We can finish it off. I think the major perk that psychic rockets have is they're not ever affected by any accuracy malices. So psychic rockets, great for taking out low-level flyers. Alright, we have a Haven defense. Finally. Let's go here. Crowd control team, taking care of this Haven's defense. The Armadillo pretty much took care of that mission that we deployed on earlier. And this thing is just so good. Look at the damage if I get all of these to hit. So I get none to hit. Well, at least we got some shred. Yes. It looks like the bullets curved around the siren. Well, I guess we're going to poison it instead. Our supply of poison crossbow bolts ever dwindling. Haven't yet got the ability to research it. 2 turns and that thing dies. If we can put a little bit more damage on, we can make it die this turn. And that should be enough. It is.
Ready, willing, and able.
Alright, Teflon, Goo Man. let's try and find ourselves some defenders. Nora has light stealth ability, so she's okay. And we'll back her up with Teflon. Alright, we have spotted a defender sniper. The siren succumbs to the poison. Speaking of poison, that guy just got sprayed in the head. Arthran skirmisher champion spotted. An acid myrmidon leaping onto the rooftops and stinging Nora in the eye with acidic, whatever the hell the Pandoran spray. That wasn't ideal. And this sniper is going to be fish food. Ouch. Okay, you goddamn bug. Ah, annoying.
This should have gone better.
I mean, I could have mind controlled it.
Ready to engage.
But I hate goddamn bugs. So we're going to cripple it and let it run off to think about its actions.
Smells like trouble.
Yeah, it is trouble. We're going to render medical assistance.
What's the plan?
Nora is very squishy. She doesn't have very much hit points at all. And her armor is light. You know, not all the things that are conducive to survivability, that's for sure. Adela will set up an overwatch. We expect this brute to charge at us. We're going to countercharge with the armadillo. Blast it with some flames. I'll aim here and hope we can get the thing peeking its head around the corner. Blasted the shield arm off that Arthran, setting it alight. Unable to make contact with that crossbow bolt. Too much glare from the fire. That Arthran just charged straight through and replaced all our fire with disgusting mist. Oh, Adela getting hit with another frag. They have been focusing her. Something chronic with frag grenades. She got hit by 3 in the last mission and it required a few days in the medbay. But all of those targets have lined up for our armadillo to just douse them with napalm. Let's try and hit it with the virus rifle. Then next turn we can mind control it, but it's still a problem now. So let's conceal.
I'm listening. Aiming.
If Adela gets hit by another frag, she will lose a limb. Pouring fire into the back of that Arthran dragon. And a third follow-up shot. Right, do we use the big boom and take them all out, but probably take out the vehicle itself as well? The big boom did do some damage, but it took out all 3 Pandorans. And we will replace that mist with flame. Find the sweet spot for damage. I am a fan of fire, that's for sure. Shoot off the weapon. Oh, it only needed to hit once. That's unfortunate.
Inside.
Oh, no! Shoot the arm off. Center it a bit better. Alright, good. That guy panicked now, under the effects of the virus. He's gonna spit, he's gonna spit! Looks like Lynn got some of her own medicine. A lot of these specialist troops we're using have no strength, so they are at 200 HP is pretty easy to burn away. I meant to use conceal, but we just dropped down a decoy. And we can mind control that crab. But it is panicked and it needs to recover. No. Right, at least it won't attack us. Della needs to see some combat. She's got blood on her face. She hasn't been able to get a kill. Where are you, crabbies? Come out to play. I think the Myrmidon, this Pandoran here, and the one we mind controlled might be the only ones that remain. And that's it. Success! The crowd control team well and truly controlling the crowd. We have a full storeroom of material. It's time to build the Thunderbird that will carry the capture crew into combat. The capture crew will need to be able to respond anywhere on the globe at a moment's notice, so we're building the quick response passenger module, and the Thunderbird that they're in will be like a rocket ship. While we have an unlimited supply of mutagens, the delirium is becoming it's becoming an issue, and we now have anxiety. So he will start disorientated for 2 turns, but is immune to mind control. Disorientated doesn't let you use will points. Apparently these disappear after a certain amount of missions, but I haven't yet seen that, and apparently we just reset Wolverine. The Behemoth retreats once more, and our Thunderbird is ready. We will deploy it to Fighter Base West, and the capture crew will be out on their first mission in a matter of days. We need to fit up the passenger module, christening our 13th aircraft, the capture crew. They will, I'm hoping, to fight Asilla in a haven defense, because I feel like that will be the best and safest way to do that, but we have to be quick and lock down the Asilla before it can retreat. There is a haven defense that we could attend down in Antarctica, but unfortunately the balloon is too slow to get there, and they are going to make way towards Antarctica themselves very soon. I've been trying to protect all the New Jericho and Cmdr havens, but it looks like this one is a write-off. We can't get to it in time. Alright, we have a potential Scylla sighting. We got here just in time. We rocketed across the planet. The attack strength is very high. We brought a technician from a separate team. The capture crew are composed of Deadeye, Goose, Killshot, Doomgal, and Vivian MacArthur, who is visiting them on her interceptor. Now, this will be a difficult and probably very long mission. The only way I can capture this Scylla, if it is indeed present, is to use handguns and new modules that we have fitted to the capture spider, which I'll show you shortly. We need to stack up the paralyzation, and that is going to be done by the neural turret, which has very high paralyzation. We fitted an improved chassis, which will add an extra seat and restore health and will points to the occupants, and the stim cloud All allies within 5 tiles recover 2 actions. So when this thing runs out of ammo, it's going to support the team to pour on the pistol fire. It's going to be like the Wild West. Make sure you tune in next time. Phoenix Points, Terror from the Void, Commander Tyrael, out.